Hi there, in this video we are going to go over how to multiply monomials. So a monomial is an expression that contains one term. It's a number variable or a product of both. So you already know what terms are. So I have a couple of examples here of what are monomials and what are not monomials, given that they have exponents, which you can take a look at, but we all already know what a term is. So I'm going to go right into the exponent product rule. The exponent product rule is basically you keep the base and you add the exponents. That's all. So our base here in this first question, or an example question, is x, right? We have x's as our bases, so we're going to put x as our answer, and then the exponents just get added together. So it'd be a plus b. Now, underneath, I did write multiply the coefficients, which in this case, in this example problem, the coefficient would have been 1, right? They're not written there, but you understand that they are there. And so there really is a 1 here. You don't need to write it, though, because that's just 1. 1 times 1 is 1. If you had other numbers there, then you would multiply them. And then also over here, remember, all variables without an exponent are actually raised to the power of 1. So if you look at like an example like number 3 here, do you see the b's by itself? That b by itself, this b by itself? It's really not by itself. They are really raised to the power of 1. Okay, so my suggestion to you would be to write that before you solve those types of problems. All right, so let's start with our examples. We have h to the power of 2, or h squared, times h to the power of 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our base of h, and then you're just going to add the exponents. 2 plus 6, and you get 2 plus 6, and you get h to the 8th power. All right, keep the base of h and then add the exponents. Now, let's say you forget the rule. That's okay. You can still solve this, but it'll take you a little bit longer. Right, so here's where the rule comes from. H squared is really written as h times h, right? And then h to the 6 is really written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 h's. In total, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got h to the 8th power. Now again, that's the long way. I'm not going to be doing it the long way in class. I am here to show you the exponent rule. But if you were to come to me during a test or quiz and say, I don't remember what to do here, I'm going to tell you to write it out the long way and then see if you can figure out the rule. Okay? All right, so here we have 2x cubed times 8x to the 4th power. This one has coefficients 2 and 8. So we're going to multiply those coefficients. 2 times 8, and we get 16. X cubed, and then x to the 4th. So we're going to keep the base of x, and we are going to raise it to the sum of 3 and 4, which is 7. All right? So the 7 is attached only to the x, not to the 16. So we have 16 x to the 7th power. Next, we are going to take our coefficients here. Negative 2 times 7, we get negative 14. We are going to take a and then raise it to the sum of the exponents. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we have b, and don't forget there's 1's attached to these b's. So 1 plus 1 is 2. All right, so now we have negative 14, a to the 4th power, and b squared. So multiply the coefficients, keep the base, and then just add the exponents. All right, let's look at our next example here. Whoops. Okay, so here we are. We've got 2a squared y cubed times 3a cubed y to the 4th. So we're going to start with our coefficients. 2 times 3, and we get 6. Then we have a for our base. Now we need the sum of the exponents. that are attached to the a's. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we have y to the, let's add 3 to the 3 and 4, so 7. We have 6a to the 5th, y to the 7th power. All right, number 5. We have coefficients of 1. So whether you want to write those in and multiply 1 times 1 and then write the answer of 1 is up to you. I'm not going to do that because I don't find that it's necessary. So we're going to go right to the a's. So I have a, and it's squared, and then to the 4th power. So the sum of 2 and 4 is 6. And then we have b, and the sum of 6 and 9 is 15. So we have a to the 6th and b to the 15th. Okay, and then number 6, we are going to multiply our coefficients. So negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Then we have x to the 3rd and x to the 7th power. So then we have x to the 10th power. Okay, again, multiply the coefficients, keep the base, and add the exponents. Alrighty. Now let's look at a couple more examples, and these now have negatives. Alright, negative exponents. It's just a little extra step that we're going to do here. So we have negative 2 times negative 3 gets us positive 6. Next for our x's, we're going to keep the base of x. And now you are going to follow the rule of adding, right? Negative 3 plus 7. Negative 3 plus 7 would be, make sure you follow your integer rules. Negative 3 plus 7 is positive 4. Right? So we're going to raise this now to positive 4. And now for our y's, we are going to, let's change the color here. For our y, we are going to keep the base of y, and then we are going to add 2 plus negative 5, and we get negative 3. All right, so this would be our answer, but we always want to make sure that our answers are written in terms of positive exponents. Okay, so in the last video that you watched, or in the last lesson, we did negative exponents. So we know how to turn those into positive exponents. Anything that's a positive exponent, anything raised to the positive powers, those go in the numerators. Anything raised to the negative powers, that goes in the denominator, and that's how we turn it positive. All right, so 6 is raised to a positive power of 1. So that's going in the numerator. X is raised to the positive power of 4. So that's also going in the numerator. And y, since it's raised to the power of negative 3, we are putting that in the denominator. So it would be y cubed. All right, and let's look at number 8. So we're going to start with our coefficients. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. Then we have our base of x, and we are going to add 8 plus negative 3 will get us positive 5. And then we have y, which I'm going to change colors again. We have the base of y, and it's being raised to the negative 2nd plus negative 5, which will get us negative 7. So when we go to turn this into a fraction, or when we turn this so that they have positive exponents, our numerator again has the numbers and the bases that are raised to the positive powers, and the denominator has the negative powers. So negative 24 is raised to a positive 1. Doesn't matter that it's negative 24. What matters is the exponent. The exponent is a positive 1. So that's in the numerator. We have x to the 5th also in the numerator. X to the 5th also in the numerator because 5 is positive. And then y to the negative 7. Now in order to turn this positive, we are going to put it in the denominator. And that is our answer. Negative 24, x to the 5th, y to the 7th. All right, so that is how you multiply monomials. I hope you learned how to multiply monomials. And thank you for watching.